Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stresses for August 13th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We maintain a storefront on Amazon, and this is a weather report. Looking at the surface map for Thursday, lots of unsettled weather up and down the west, especially from the Four Corners up through the northern Rockies. Note we do have a frontal system hanging all the way from Boise to Missoula to Cheyenne, all the way down to Denver and then east to St. Louis, across to Cincinnati and all the way to Baltimore. Unsettled weather ahead and along that front. We still have searing hot temperatures across the south, central plains to south and southeast, but we finally have a cooler influx of air coming. Looking at the vitality index, the measure of those individual weather elements that may cause some difficulty, we have a little bit of activity going on here in California to Nevada and up into the mountain areas of the northwest. We have a lot of unsettled weather going on here in the central to northern plains and a lot of activity across the Ohio Valley. Looking at pressure change, we have rising pressure across Nebraska, across Iowa, up into Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and then all the way south through Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York. Rising pressure, that's a new one for the last few days. Even interesting weather going on with temperature change as while the south continues to sear. Note we have cooler temperatures coming all the way down into Nevada, across Idaho, Montana, even into Wyoming, and trying to make its way even into Nebraska. Looking at the change in dew points, again here very interesting as we have rising dew points up here in Northern California up to the northern Rockies and here portions of the central plains. Vapor pressure just confirming that, showing that sharp influx of vapor here across Nebraska, but notice really strong here across Northern California into Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. Another interesting aspect, the lifted index, the instability or the showers, thunder showers, while they linger across the south and southeast, note that the focus of intensity really is southern Indiana and Kentucky. Even the change in oxygen availability is rather unique for this time of year as we look to have a Migraine Thursday with the risk of migraine up and down the state of California across Nevada, trying to make its way into Utah, but really pushing into Wyoming, Montana, down into some portions of Wyoming, as I said, and a little bit here in Colorado, but really stretching into Kansas, and very significant across Nebraska, across Iowa, into southern Minnesota, Wisconsin, even some in Michigan, but really getting intense here in southern Kentucky, southern Indiana into northern Kentucky, up through Ohio, Pennsylvania, and all the way into the upper reaches of New Jersey, and then a little bit more spotty across New England. But for much of the northern third, this looks like a migraine day. The risk of asthma and arthritis, a little bit across western Washington and Oregon, significant area here in southern North Dakota, much of South Dakota, a touch right here in southeastern Nebraska, while the rest of the state has a sharp migraine risk. And then we have an asthma and arthritis risk across South Carolina. Very interesting Thursday. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Comments are appreciated. If you hurt, tell us where you're located.